Welcome back, everyone, to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy, where we cover the financial markets, whether it's a stock strategy, options, futures, Forex, maybe even cryptocurrency, if that's what you like to do. Different techniques and strategies for short term income strategies or longer term wealth strategies, which would be retirement strategies, which is what we're going to cover in the next couple segments here. But if you did miss seats for that free investing class that we do local at the Academy here, right off 494 here in Bloomington, just text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class. When you do that, you're going to receive a text back. It's going to say, "Welcome to Investing and Trading Live." And you can have a link to click to pick your own date. We do these during the week, during the day. We also have these on the weekends. So pretty much anybody can attend. Also in the evenings for you 9 to 5ers. So text the word investing to the number 210, write meow for 2 seats for this investing class. And you caught that, Al, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, I did. Hopefully, nobody listening did.
Hopefully nobody listening caught that, but you know what? It's there for them, and it's
Yeah.
there to stay because this is all recorded. For those people that are watching the YouTube stream, we get the outtakes right there for you. But make sure to check the podcast out if you missed part of the show. Just go to Investing and Trading Live, wherever you listen to podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever those podcasts are sitting. That's where Investing and Trading Live is at. Check that out if you miss any part of the show. So, Al, as I mentioned, I want to get into some different retirement strategies. It's a topic that's always on everybody's mind, especially when they get to, I would say, probably their 40s or so. People are starting to think about, okay, when do I want to retire? But how do I get there? And everybody always says, and if you're watching the YouTube stream right now, and they go, I don't know. I don't know how to get there. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to put money in my 401k and hopefully I get there. And if you talk to anybody that has a 401k, what they've done is it has taught people how to save, which is phenomenal. But the problem is nobody's getting to that promised land. People don't have enough to retire. They're struggling to retire, to be able to, but stay retired, and they want to be able to do the fun things that they want to do. So, Al, you talk to a lot of people that come to these investing classes, as we were mentioning earlier. How do you help people get started on the right path if they're starting to create a retirement? Or how do you help people to protect and grow those retirements so people have the opportunity to have more choices during retirement time?
Well, here's what we consider to be the ideal retirement strategy. Number one, to protect your assets. How sad and we unfortunately see this a lot for people that have worked maybe 30, 40, 50 years, and they realize when they retire, there isn't enough money to get them through another maybe 20 or 30 years or even 10 years. The majority of the people in this country don't have enough money in their retirement accounts to make it through 1 year. You know, the average income in the country is about a little over $44,000. But the average retiree spends about $52,000 a year in retirement. The math doesn't work out very well there. So
No.
when you go into retirement, that should be the time of your life when you just sit back and you relax and you maybe do some additional things, maybe do some traveling. But unfortunately, for a lot of people, what they have to do is sit down and try to figure out what they're going to cut out of their life. How do they downsize things? You know, how do you make a car last, 20 or 30 years? I've even seen some advice where it says, take in a roommate. You know, how encouraging and exciting is that thought when you go into retirement?
Yeah.
You mentioned people when they get to be around 40, that's when they start to think about these things. You know, we're finding that it's even later than that. And here's the sad thing, Josh, and I guess I'm going to date myself a bit here, but
Ooh, I can't wait for this one.
all right.
Let's hear
The
it.
first 40 years of your life, they go by, kind of fast, but not that fast. From 40 on, it's like you're going down a steep hill. It goes by so fast.
So,
that-
Al, let me ask you this then. Since you did age yourself, when people were doing horse and buggy all the time, maybe even pedal cars like the Flintstones, how was that?
oh, zing,
Bazinga!
zing. That was.
I had to throw that in there every time I would talk about me. I see myself as Brad Pitt in the mirror, right?
Yeah, cruelty to the aged here.
I know.
So I apologize to everybody who is over. I don't know. You pick a number, but
you know what? There's no such
we don't
thing as
care.
old age, right?
There really is.
You're as
No.
old as you think you are, and
Yep.
that's the great thing is people want to be able to do things and have that good time at whenever that
Right. Yeah,
time
and
is.
by the way, we do have people that come into these classes that are in their mid to upper 80s. So it
Hmm.
really is never too late to be able to do something. But on the opposite side of that, though, the earlier you start, the better. But
Yes.
we keep talking about Wall Street putting you into something and making you average. A lot of the retirement strategies and advice that people have today really was developed back in the 80s, back years ago when people didn't live as long and there weren't as many choices
And
for
they
you.
didn't even have cell phones back, I don't think then.
They did not. No, they did
Yeah.
not. So you really you had to use a broker, or you could maybe rent space in a trading room, a trading floor, rent space at a monitor, and go in and lose your money in a week or two.
Let's think about that for a second. So, okay, just so I make sure I heard you clearly. This strategy that Wall Street is putting into it, and when we talk about Wall Street, that's your brokers, advisors, financial advisors, whatever that may be. Nothing against the people, it's the industry, right?
Mhm.
So they're putting people in a strategy that was developed in the 80s, and it's the same strategy. It's pretty much pretty accurate, right? Now, okay, what has changed since then? Market conditions have changed. Technology has changed. Everything has changed, but you're still in that old dog, and that old dog doesn't always have new tricks, does it?
No, and two of the things that have changed that really have had a negative impact. Number one, we're living longer. You think that would be good news, and it is for people that are prepared for it. And the other is inflation. And if you
Yeah.
look at what's happened just in the last few years, inflation has taken a big bite out of what we have and what we can spend. We think that one
We
of
were
the
just talking about pizza. A
yeah,
personal pan pizza from those little places, those trucks and stuff,
yeah,
15-20 bucks for a small pizza. It
right.
doesn't even fill a guy like me up.
No, right.
And that's because I do like to
Yeah,
eat a lot.
yeah.
But for those people that are watching the YouTube, I'm not 500 pounds. Okay. Hey,
485.
come on. Okay, no, that's a bazinga there. Now you got me back. Now we're even.
All right. No, but that is true. And here is the concern, Josh. Every year, up until this last year, in January through March, credit card bills have been paid off, not necessarily in full, but people use their credit cards more during the Christmas season, the holiday season,
Yep.
and then in January sometimes they get their tax returns. They start to pay them down. The first time since data has been collected, that has not happened. January, February through March. In fact, the debt has increased significantly. The credit card debt now is $986 billion.
Wow.
It's up 17% over last year. And the average interest rate on credit cards now is around 21%.
Imagine that. Paying 21%. Say on a $10,000 bill.
You talk about digging a hole
Yeah.
and then trying to get out of that hole, you go deeper and deeper. And then a lot of people are tapping their home equity loans. That also has hit a record. So
And the government keeps giving you more shovels to keep digging with inflation and all that stuff. So it's just getting worse, but so you have to do things differently.
Well, exactly. And as I mentioned earlier, bad news isn't necessarily bad news. It's only bad news if you don't know how to take advantage of what the opportunities are.
Yeah.
They're there all the time. It does not make any difference what's happening in the markets, in the economy, in the world. There's always going to be opportunities. And that's really what we do. And we start going over that in these 2-hour classes, Josh. We talk about the opportunities that are available and how you can take advantage of them.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, the retirement accounts aren't where people need to be, and people want to have more choices during retirement time. And now is the best time to start to do that. Learn these different skills and techniques to be able to have those choices. A lot of people want to leave legacy for family. Some people want to be able to travel more. Some people just want to not have to have a roommate like you were talking about. So learn these techniques and skills now, but sometimes it's tough making that decision to actually go somewhere to learn. As I mentioned earlier, one of my mentors, always tells me, if you want to do something, don't just try to figure it out on your own. Find somebody who knows what they're doing and basically do what they do. And that's what Online Trading Academy has done for over 26 years now, is teaching people the skills and techniques of, retirement strategies, whether you want to just protect it, retirement strategies to grow that. There's income strategies off of your retirement accounts, but you got to learn how to do those before it's too late. Is it ever too late? No, it's only too late in your mind. As I was talking about earlier with Al, it was just, giving him a little jab there about, dinosaurs, when he was around. Well, maybe not around back then, but I had to do it.
Will this never end?
Now I'm on top. Now I'm ahead of that, so I'll probably get one on the next segment. Make sure to stay tuned for that next segment. I'm sure Al's gonna give me a little twist in the gut there, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna invite you to an investing class here at Online Trading Academy. By the way, they're free to be introduced to the techniques and strategies on what you want to be able to do. Text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this investing class locally here. Text investing to the number 210. When you do that, you'll get a text right back, and it'll have a link in there. Make sure to just click the link. Most people are going to be on their phone. Use your finger. You have that pointer finger. Click that link and pick a date that works best for you. Coming up next, I want to continue talking about retirement, but as I was alluding to, strategic investing for income strategies with the markets. This is Josh and Al. We will be right back.